The story very closely, joining us with quick inputs. Nandita, as we speak, the 10th round of co-commander level talks are underway. First of all, just give us a quick update. What more are you hearing from your sources? What has been the progress made so far? It was supposed to start at 10 in the morning. What's the latest input on that?
Yes, hi Sakal. The meeting started at exactly at 10 a.m. as was scheduled at Moldo, which is on the Chinese occupied side of the line of actual control. Our Ministry of External Affairs representative is also part of the meetings, and of course they are led by a Lieutenant General level officer who is the core commander of the Leh-based 14 Corps, and he's meeting his Chinese side. This, as you rightly mentioned, is the 10th Corps Commander meeting, and you would know, Sakal, that till the 5 Corps Commander meetings, till these 5 round of talks, there was an absolute stalemate. They were not making any headway, these talks, and it was only after India showed a robust response and did that preemptive action of 29th, 30th of August, where they occupied the heights, Rizangla, Richinla, and other heights at Kailash ranges, did the tables turn, and the Chinese started understanding the Indians mean business. This, of course, and that the Indians did not budge at all. We were unrelenting from these heights. They were taken by surprise when India did not blink and stayed put even during the winter months. So therefore they had nothing. They did not gain, the Chinese PLA did not gain anything strategically.
Correct.
And they realized that this is a strategic miscalculation and it's actually a misadventure on their part. So hence then they were brought back to the bargaining table, and that is how this disengagement was made possible. That has just concluded about 2 days back. And as you just rightly mentioned in your introduction, the defense minister had promised the parliament that there would be a first round, and this first round basically is not really taking stock of what has happened.
Okay.
That, of course, has been a very rigorous procedure where checking, verifying, checking, cross-checking, not just through line of sight, but also through satellite imagery,
Okay.
unmanned aerial vehicles. That has happened. But this talk will focus on the areas of Depsang, Gogra, and Hot Springs, and Depsang primarily, because the disengagement at Pangongso North and South Shores is over. The armored and mechanized infantry forces have withdrawn.
So
Troops have been
basically,
pulled
we're
back.
looking
Yes.
at, just to elaborate it further very briefly, Nandita, we're looking at disengagement from the friction points that you just mentioned, 3 or 4 of them. And this round of talks, the 10th round of talks, is important, so to say, in order to trigger the pushback of the Chinese sides in these friction points, right?
Yes, you're right. Depsang is the area, Sakal, which is very strategic. If the Pakistanis and Chinese collude, they can cut off our access to the Siachen Glacier, because it acts the Daulat Beg Oldie airstrip and that DSDBO road goes straight up to the Karakoram Pass. And therefore, this is a very strategic sector. Also, it is the largest disputed area along the eastern line of the actual control amongst all the friction points. That is very critical to us, and the Chinese know that. I've spoken to my army sources, and they are telling me, Sakal, that this meeting is expected to go on long, but not as long as the earlier rounds that we saw in June, July, August, etc.
Okay.
This will still take some time, this meeting to end.
All right, Nandita. Yes, Nandita Dagar, you keep an eye on that story, developing story. Meanwhile, many thanks for joining us live on this broadcast.
Thank you.
Yes. And now let's move on.